Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at combining like terms. Combining like terms. So what does that mean? Well, when I'm simplifying an expression, that means combining things that look alike. Combining things that look alike. And this gets really useful when we start trying to solve equations, especially multi-step equations that may have more than one type of variable or may have more than one variable on each side of equals. Okay, so we're going to be looking at that a little bit further in detail in the future. For today, we're just going to be simplifying expressions. Okay, simplifying expressions. So when this says combining like terms, it means things that look alike. Okay, maybe they have the same letter, or maybe they're numbers with no letters at all. All right. One thing to consider here is when I'm combining like terms, I'm just grouping. Basically, I'm just grouping, okay? I'm not always adding, I'm not always subtracting. I'm basically just grouping how the problem tells me to group, all right? Let's look first at this example. We'll just kind of dive in here and it'll make more sense as we go. So this first example is an expression. It has 4w plus 3 plus 2w minus 1, okay? And if I'm looking at this, I see numbers and letters, right? It's all fun and games until they start mixing numbers and letters. I see some numbers are hooked up with that W and some numbers are just standing alone by themselves. My first thought here is to group the things together that look alike. Group them that look alike, okay? So what I would like to do is start by putting some symbols. Let's see, I've got some different colored pens here. I'm gonna put a green circle around the ones that have a W. Okay, a green circle around the ones that have a W. And I'm going to make sure that I catch that plus sign when I circle that 2W. Catch the plus sign. Okay, what else do we have? We have numbers that don't have a W. Numbers that don't have a W. Okay, so instead of a green circle, I'm going to put a purple triangle. And I'm going to make sure, again, that I catch that sign that's in front of that number. Okay, so here I caught the plus 3. Here I caught the minus 1. All right, so now my idea is let's group the things that match. Let's group the things that match. And it was kind of easier for me to find the things that match when I put green circles and purple triangles. Okay, so I'm going to group them. I'm going to write down here 4W, I'm using my green pen because it goes with a green circle, plus 2W, okay? But that's not all. That's not all. We have some more. We have plus 3 minus 1. Okay, plus 3 and minus 1. Okay. Now imagine that I just had all of these pins laying out here. Okay, can you see them? All of these pins are just laying out on my paper and I want to group them. I want to pick them up. I'm just going to combine them. Okay, I'm just going to combine them. I didn't multiply, I didn't divide, I didn't do anything but pick them all up and put them together. That's exactly what we're going to do with this 4W plus 2W. We're going to group them together. We're just going to combine them. Okay, so how much is it when I have 4W plus 2W? If I had 4 walnuts and I added 2 walnuts, I would end up with 6 walnuts. Okay, 6W. That's it. That's as simple as we got to get here. Plus 3 minus 1. And these are like terms because they don't have the W. They don't have the letter hooked on. When I combine numbers, I just do what it says. It says 3 minus 1. In my head, that's a positive 2. I'm going to show that it's a positive 2 by putting plus 2. And at the end of the day, that's my final answer. 6W plus 2 is the simplified version of this expression. Okay? All right, let's try another one. We're looking at 4A minus 2 plus 3A minus 8. 4a minus 2 plus 3a minus 8. This time, instead of circles and triangles, I'm going to use symbols. Okay, I'm going to make my terms that match look alike. I see A and A. I know those are alike, so I'm going to mark them with the same symbol. This time I'm going to underline them twice with orange. Underline them twice with orange. Okay. The numbers that don't have any letters hooked onto them are -2 and -8. And I want to make sure, again, that I catch that symbol so that I know what to do with these numbers when I start combining them. Okay, I used a blue square here. Blue square. All right, so now that I've put my symbols, I want to group what goes together. 4a plus 3a. And then in our numbers, we had a -2 and a -8. A -2 and a -8. So now we want to combine the things that go together. We've got 4a plus 3a. So imagine you had all these a's just in a pile, and we were going to combine them. We have two separate piles. We have 4a, and we have 3a, and our job here is to put them together. If that's the case, how many do I end up with? 7. 4a plus 3a makes 7 what? 7a. Okay. Now this is a -2. We kind of struggle with integers. This is a -2, which means it's in the hole. It's below ground. And I'm going to keep digging further. In the hole 2, dig 8 more. That puts me in the hole a total of 10 inches or feet or whatever we're digging. Okay, so when I combine a -2 and a -8, I get a -10. Okay, -2 minus 8 makes a -10, and I show that by just putting a minus sign. 7a minus 10. And I don't have a whole bunch of signs floating around here. Okay, this is just my final answer. 7a, it was positive, minus 10, because the 10 came out negative here. Okay. Let's look at one more example. See if we can't make this make just as much sense as possible. All right, so we're going to have 10a plus 15b plus 1 minus 2a minus 4b plus 1. Whoa. Now I've got all kinds of numbers and letters here. All kinds of numbers and letters. But it's not confusing because we've got colors. Okay? We've got some colors, and we're just going to be able to keep it super, super clean. So we're going to start grouping. I picked a color. I'm going to use this blue color for all of the A stuff. All of the A stuff. And this time, I think I'm going to put a squiggly line under the A's. A squiggly line. This is going to show me what are my A terms. And I'm going to put a squiggly line all the way under this -2a. Make sure that I catch that negative sign. Okay, that's huge. That's very important to catch that negative sign. Okay. What else? I've got B's. I'm going to use red for B. Red for B. And I believe this time I'm going to draw ovals. Some kind of symbol that lets me know these are different. The B's. And if I'm looking through here, what else has a B? Oh, a -4b. Okay, a -4b. And again, catch that negative. Make sure it goes with it. What's my last thing? Just the numbers. We're going to use green. Just the numbers. And I think triangles will do. +1 with a green triangle. And +1 here. Get my pen working. With a green triangle. Okay, +1 with a green triangle. All right, so now we've got everything grouped. We want to rewrite using our grouping that we just set up here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the A stuff. I had a 10a minus a 2a. 10a minus 2a. Then moving on, we had a positive 15b plus 15b and a minus 4b. Minus 4b. Okay. Last thing we had were just our numbers. We had a +1 and a plus 1 at the very end. Okay, and that takes care of everything. If I go back through and I cross everything off, look, I had a 10a, got that guy. Had a negative 2a, got him. I had a plus 15b and a minus 4b, got all of that written down. And I have a plus 1 and a plus 1. Okay, and you don't have to go back through and cross them off, but sometimes it will help you see, did I take care of everything? Did I write everything down the second time when I went to combine my like terms? Okay, now we're just ready to group. If I have 10 A's and I take away 2 of them, 10 minus 2, I'm going to be left with 8. 8A. Okay. If I have 15B and I take away 4 of them, 15 minus 4, that leaves me at positive 11B. And I show that positive by putting a plus sign. Positive 11B. Okay. It kind of gets nasty if we don't remember to put that sign. If we just put an 11B, we're going to be really lost. So we're going to make sure that we put a plus sign here. Okay. Last thing. First thing you ever learned in math. 1 plus 1. Okay, a positive 1 plus 1. That's going to be plus 2. And I have to show that it's a positive 2. Have to show it's a positive 2. Okay. At this point, we're done because we can't combine anything else. A and B are not like letters. They're not the same variable, so we can't combine them any further. This is the answer, final expression. Okay. All right.